Hello, Kimmy. Hello, Gary. Hey, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yes. Did you not give me ice?
No, I didn't.
It's hot water.
It's not hot. Don't. It's
Deconstructed tea.
Oh my gosh. She gave me like.
cool water.
All right, guys.
Better for your body.
I guess.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Conversations Overheard. We're ready to get in our conversations. If you have young ones in the room, you know this is not for them. It's for us. It's for the grown folks. So tell us what we're talking about, Gary.
Is it problematic if you think about other than your mate during sex?
Yes. Well, you know what? Honestly, if it's a one-off, probably it's not a problem. I mean, your mind just kind of drifted. But, you know, I think a lot of times we put too much, we give too much power to random thoughts that just kind of pop into your head. You don't have to fixate on it. You don't have to make it a thing. If you had a random thought about a random person, whether you know the person or someone that you just, you know, saw walking by, I don't think that's a big deal. You know, are you gonna like make a mountain out of a molehill when it was just a random thought?
Would you want to know?
No, I would not want to know. But if it's something that's reoccurring, you know, and this is the only way that you can like reach climax, if you're thinking about whoever, that's probably a problem. I don't know if it's like relationship threatening, but it is a problem.
Yeah, I think it's normal to fantasize about just fantasize. So, you know, I think you are absolutely right, and I feel the same way. First of all, I wouldn't want to know if my partner had a fleeting thought of someone else. And even if it became he was with me, he was thinking about another woman, I wouldn't want to know, but there is that's a problem. It is a major disconnect, and that's something we need to talk about. I don't want to know, yeah, I'm thinking about Jackie when I'm with you because her ass is just so fat and I just can't I can't get it out of my mind.
Right.
I don't want to hear all that.
Yeah.
I don't need to know. I don't want to hear all that.
Because now your problem's going to become my problem.
Yes, exactly. So that might, sometimes people want to offload all this truth. It makes them feel better, like, oh, I feel better. Now we can move on. Have a good day.
Now I'm all monkeys on my back.
Right. And I'm like, huh. Now you've invoked violence in my head. Mental, emotional violence. So, no, I think that if it became a pattern of behavior, I cannot rock with that at all. So, because if my man is with me, I want all attention, like every neuro transmitter like firing toward me. But if you have a thought of somebody else, I'm hoping she runs across your mind and keeps going. But if she's running back to you like all the time in your mind, then to me that's like you want to be with that person.
What do you think, Gary?
Typically, I don't speak for all men, but no man, I can say this, no man's going to tell you that he was thinking about someone else.
Good.
Not one.
Good. I don't want to know.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
Not interested.
Right.
And
unless it's a Freudian slip and you call me Sheila, then we have a problem.
So
look at him laughing like, oh, that just happened, right?
Because that's a conversation.
Who is Sheila?
Right. So does this happen?
Look at him. He got his lips all tight.
I know. Does this happen a lot? Do you guys think, you with somebody and you're thinking about somebody else?
I'm going to speak for me. I mean, I do sometimes.
Okay. All right. And what does that mean? Does that mean you really want to be with the person that you're thinking about? Like if you're on top or behind someone that you're in a relationship with and you're really like, I really am into this woman, and then you start thinking about a woman that was 2 relationships ago or like 2 months ago, and this starts to be a regular occurrence. What does that mean?
For me, more than likely what happened was that I've been with this person a while. It's kind of mundane, and that word you all hate. I superimpose somebody else.
You superimpose in the moment.
Absolutely. And I know that's hard because you all know that I can only do like one thing at one time, but I was able to successfully superimpose somebody in there and get the job, finish the job.
So, but do you have to finish the job thinking about that other person?
It might have just gotten me to that point. I mean, at some point, I lose the ability to think cognitively anyway.
You just float off to Garyland.
Blissful,
Yeah.
whatever.
Euphoria. Right, okay. So whatever euphoria looks like to you is where you're going. And if it includes Sheila, then it includes Sheila. So do you forget for a little while that you're with Lisa?
No, I actually don't forget at all. I know that I'm with her, and I know that, man, even though she's giving me everything she's got and I'm giving her everything I got,
It's not doing it for you.
it's not doing it.
Okay, so you have to. Okay.
So,
wow.
at what point do you have a conversation with Lisa? No. Not saying I'm thinking about somebody else, but like, listen, I want us to. No, you don't ever have a conversation if there's a disconnect.
No, I mean, for me, like I said, the times this happened, it's usually when I've been in a longer term relationship and it was just mundane. So what I'll do in that situation is we're going to role play. We're going to get you a key.
So you
What's a Keisha wig?
You make
a
suggestions
set-it-off
at this point.
Bank robbery heist type of.
It's a blonde wig, very popular at the wig store.
Okay,
Just
it's called
ask for-
Keisha.
Just ask for the Keisha wig.
Okay.
No offense to the Keishas.
Hey, the wig people we talking
Right.
about. We ain't talking
right.
about regular
That's what it's
old.
called.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
So yeah, I mean, when I get to that point where it's starting to get a little mundane for me, then I'll introduce role play.
Okay.
All right. So
Just on behalf of role play, Catholic schoolgirl, and
That's your jam. You mentioned it a couple times.
oh my God, it is like the best.
I'm like eating out of a mixed bag here. I understand what you're saying, and I understand that this is a way for you to spice things up, and I'm cool with that, spicing things up. But the problem is that the sex is boring. You know what I mean? So to unboring the sex, shouldn't it be more of a instead of her looking like somebody else or talking like somebody else or acting like somebody else, shouldn't you just kind of address the problem, like maybe the way you're doing this isn't, I don't know, doesn't feel right anymore, or versus her just like
Less
transforming
teeth here,
and
more
morphing
teeth
into,
here,
you know,
something. Yeah.
Keisha,
yeah, Keisha, right?
So you're saying like improve the technique or like
Yeah, so that she can be Lisa instead of Keisha. You know, she doesn't want to be Keisha 24/7. She just,
And
she
you
doesn't
wouldn't
want to put on a
that, I don't
Keisha
think.
cake.
And she don't want to be the Catholic schoolgirl all the time, right?
I mean, I'm not bored all the time. We're not going to be together if that's the case. But it is a situation where if I find myself in that moment and I do what I have to do to get through.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the selfish part of you. Like, this is what I'm doing this for this reason. I want to finish, and this is what I need to do to finish. So I get that part, but like at some point, the intimacy is a combustion of you both, and if you're combusting with an imaginary person all the time,
I mean, first of all, you use the word selfish, and you have to be a little selfish in things. You have to. You have to do things in a way.
Yeah, but this is a thing that's recurring. Sex is usually, intimacy is a recurring activity.
Oh,
But that's why he said if it happened all the time, he wouldn't be with her.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. Because if that person is not pleasing you to the point where you have to think
So
about
let me,
somebody else.
instead of you answering for him, because I really want to know, like,
That was a nice way of saying shut the hell up.
it wasn't right, but you're all in his head, and you haven't been
he
with
already said
you
it.
haven't been with Lisa or Sheila. So let me just ask him: how many times are you going to say let's role play? Do you have a cutoff? Because if you're like, okay, if it happens all the time, what's all the time? 5 times, 3 times. All right. Where's the point that you say I don't want to do it anymore?
I mean, at the point, the role play can carry you through, a summer. But I don't want to depend on that. I want to.
Yeah, we don't want you to depend on that.
Right. I want to be into you and feeling you and experiencing it on that level with you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm going to be. And if I find myself that I'm not there and I can't get there, we're not going to be together.
Without you having a conversation, allow for her to like fix it. I mean,
I don't just ghost you.
Okay.
But some
I
people,
wish I could rewind the tape. Right.
Well, yeah, we can't do that. Some people they can't fix it.
Well,
That's you because
you can try.
Some people, their skill level isn't there.
Some, it's not all. Is my point.
That's what some means.
Right. So
Yeah.
he's
so,
not with.
I don't know that like baseball rules are in effect, but there is a finite amount of times that I'm going to try to get better at this with a person before I'm going to
Throw in the towel. Yeah.
I don't know if it's 3 strikes and you're out or whatever, but I'm going to try. I'm not, I'm going to say, hey, this doesn't feel right. And I'm pretty good at making adjustments. I'm pretty good at positioning people. I'm pretty good at those things, I think. And so
I want to go back to what you had mentioned earlier. Your question to Gary was, does this mean that you're wanting to be with that person? If you're constantly thinking, it's a real person. It's not Keisha. It's somebody from your past.
because that's what it would mean to me if I knew that my person was doing that.
And when I said I was like eating out of a mixed bag, I understood what you were doing, but I don't think necessarily that it means that you want to be with that other person. It could just simply mean that she bounced it up and down, moved it around in a circle a lot better than the person that you're with. And so that particular thing about the ex or whoever it was, or
Yeah, I agree with
it's
that.
just like, woo, yeah,
I agree with that.
I don't think that it means that you
I
want to be
agree.
with that person.
But I'm gonna say this.
Or it has to mean that.
But no, I agree. But when don't forget what you're gonna say. But when you're in a relationship and emotions are high, you won't feel like that. You're not going to think that, oh, he doesn't want to be with. If you thought, for instance, you were being called Lisa or Sheila, and it happened too many times.
A
you'd be
Freudian
like,
slip, you're saying.
if it happened too many times, yep, you would be thinking, clearly this person is on your mind. Is this a person you want to be with?
So I wasn't talking about a Freudian slip. I was talking about
Well, how else would you know what somebody?
that you're missing my point.
I don't think I am. I'm just saying
Your
that.
question to him, the Freudian slip, when I brought that up, was something completely different. But what my point is simply, if you are having sex with someone and you think about somebody else to get you to the finish line, to me, doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be with that person. It could just mean at that particular time, you thought about this person, or maybe something they're doing reminded you of that person. I don't think that the two are synonymous. If some Freudian slips are happening and they're happening often, that's a whole nother animal. You can't call me nobody else's name. Period.
I think
Point blank. Ever never.
If I were with
in
a
a role
man
play, you can.
in a role play, yes.
My name is gonna be Janae in a row.
Right. If you were in a relationship and your man was thinking about someone all the time, and that's the only way he could get to orgasm because he was thinking about his ex-girlfriend.
How would I know?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to know. I've already said I don't want to know.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that if the only way you knew, this is why I say I didn't miss your point because you wouldn't know, but if the only way you knew is that he happened to say it, or even the conversation, even out of the bedroom, I've always been told if somebody brings up somebody's name a lot, then that's who they're thinking about. So if you were with your man and he's talking about his ex-girlfriend,
we're on a whole different topic. Lost me here. We're at the dinner table now. I was in the bedroom.
Okay, let's keep it apples to apples. If your man is thinking about his ex-girlfriend while he's with you constantly, and that's the only way he can get to orgasm, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
Agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, then that's it. That's all I'm gonna leave it there. I won't take
It's
it.
a big
I
problem.
won't take it a step further.
But I don't want to know about it. I don't want to
No,
know.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. I definitely wouldn't want to know. What were you gonna say?
First of all, it's never usually somebody that I've already been with. I mean, to me, it's a way that I don't cheat. You know, I might sexualize the mail lady or any number of other people, the bus driver, you know, somebody at work, who knows? But
A stranger.
yeah, well, not necessarily somebody I had context with, but not necessarily we weren't in a relationship or any type of thing like that.
Okay.
So it's not. I don't.
Celebrities?
You just
It's
keep.
not a lot of celebrity
Distance.
ladies.
Just wondering.
It's not
Yeah.
a lot of celebrity ladies that I like. You know,
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a few, but you know, not many.
Okay.
Okay.
But I don't think about past relationships when I'm in a relationship. You know, whatever I'm doing, that's where I'm at.
No, I don't think that in this context, I don't think that this is like done on purpose. I think that these are just thoughts that creep into your head,
Yeah.
and that you just like the subconscious takes over. You know what I'm saying? Not that you're that guy who says, oh, you know what, I'm gonna date with you. I'm gonna be thinking about Sheila. You know, not on purpose, but
I don't know about that. It can happen on purpose.
I didn't say that it
No,
did.
right.
I'm saying that we aren't talking
don't-
about the person who is willfully saying,
Are we not
I'm gonna
talking-
not be present in this moment with you, but it's just something that's happening to them.
Okay, so now I'm saying that it can happen where you can only, because you mentioned that you can only get there if you're thinking about someone else. Because yeah, that can happen. That's a thing.
Tell me more.
I'm gonna say
Let me drink this hot water and listen.
this is not a platform for me. But if someone is just unskilled, yeah, it can happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
I just want
okay.
everybody to know that I'm the one that behaved in this episode.
Just saying.
And that's strange. That's different.
Oh my goodness. So,
Hold your horses, Missy.
right. Pull back. Now, if you, Gary, are in a relationship with this woman and you have this Freudian slip, let's take it there. You have a Freudian slip. It is an ex, and she knows that name. So you can't be like, oh, I don't know who it is. I just dreamt somebody up. What do you say? How do you clean that up?
That question gets answered two different ways. Younger me would have tried to lie.
And how? With what?
I ain't say that. What you talking about?
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
say.
gaslighting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean that's what would have
Really?
happened.
Okay. And
Now-
then 58-year-old Gary or 59-year-old
Who's
Gary
more empathetic and loving?
No, who's
Right.
just,
I'm trying to.
who's just been beaten down by life. You know, man, I'm telling the truth. It happened. I did it. I'm sorry.
Oh. Okay.
So that sounds like the Gary that says, "I apologize. Get over it or not."
Yeah, that's
Don't cry on my shoulder.
Don't cry.
wet my
Don't
shirt.
wet my shirt. When you get through crying, and you can be unemotional and talk sensibly.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna drop you off at the red line so you can fight your way home.
Because I like
I like
scrappers.
girls. I like girls who fight. So let me see how well you survive this red line.
You guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, you got to watch the past episodes.
Oh, for sure. Because this one here
This one here. Oh my goodness.
is hilarious.
America. I want you to know that typically I'm the one who takes this show off the rails.
And we don't forget anything you say.
It must be this hot water that I'm
But no, but I mean at this stage of the game, I'm gonna own my shit. I did it.
Okay.
You did it. Yeah, you're owner.
So let me tell you, I was talking to a friend as I was coming over to our set, and I told him what the topic was, and I asked him what his thoughts were. He's like, "Well, if that happened too many times where I needed to think about someone else, And I definitely wouldn't communicate, like you said. He was like, I would never tell her that because, why? That would hurt her
No
feelings.
man is gonna say that.
But he said he would let it fizz out. He would just let it fizz out. I don't know if that means ghosting or because we didn't have a chance to really go into details. I had to get out of the car, but but
Part
he
two
said
coming up, right?
Yeah, he said he would let it fizz out. So is that something that you guys would do? It's like just gradually just kind of like pull back if it's not good.
I guess you probably wouldn't have sex anymore. You'd be like, I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or
yeah.
where you were breaking your neck to get over there every Friday. Now it's like, I'm gonna go hang out with my boys.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of lightweight ghosting. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm just not into this like I used to be.
But I mean, as it relates to ghosting, women are much more in tune with their emotions and able to communicate
Sure.
and have them validated and all of that. And I mean, that's just not who we are and what we do as a species. We don't. Men don't. We don't have that ability to be like, man, this is I'm not feeling this.
You don't have it. Man, it's people that have received a text that says, I prefer you not contact me anymore.
I mean, they're
Oh, men saying that to women?
No, me
Oh.
saying that to people. I have sent that text before in my lifetime. But yeah, that's when I
People
just,
that you were in a relationship with.
and I just don't want to talk to you like anymore. This way, there's no confusion. I said it, I meant it.
Yeah, I hear you with that.
Yeah.
and I've had people do me like that, and then
I did not send him the text, believe me, guys.
No, I've had people do me like that, and then come
Poor
back later
thing.
and like, why didn't you fight for me?
What?
Because your crazy self said you ain't want to be with me. We ain't doing no restraining orders. You said it, I believed you.
As you should. Don't. I am very literal. You know that. I don't say things that I don't mean. I don't mean things that I don't say.
Ridiculous. She is so literal.
And if I said, don't contact me anymore, I meant it. There's no stuttering in my text.
That's a low battery.
So
Yeah.
it gets to a point though where, as men, and I will speak for men, it's just kind of hard to really get in contact with those things and to express them.
Yeah.
That's not always an easy thing to do, especially for me and for men in general.
Yeah. Well, I think that in this context, in this conversation, if you are thinking and if your mind is wandering all the time and you're engaged in something that should be the most intimate, the most close,
Absolutely.
the most of the most, I feel like that's when you need to be like, I need to grow up and have a very mature conversation.
Right.
And I like this person. I want to be with this person. Can we fix this together? I don't want my mind down the street. You know what I mean? I want to be in this bed with you and you only.
Engaged with you.
Not
there should be
you
three
and
people in the bed.
Or whoever.
2.5 or-
Right.
Yeah.
There's an argument for 3 people.
Well, you know what? It should be.
You know what? We'll have a discussion about that. 'cause
We are.
He's right about that.
Right, we are going to have a threesome discussion.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Yes.
Please tell us, has this happened to you? How did you handle it? Was there a Freudian slip involved in it? I mean, these are some big things. These are some things that can change your relationship, break it, end it.
So drop your comments and drop your thoughts in the comment section because we want to hear. We want to keep this conversation going. Let us know what you're thinking
Yeah, please do.
because it's normal. So anyway, share and we will see you next week.
Tuesday.
Next week. Yep.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. We appreciate you. See you next week. We got 1,000 chords to jump over now. You see our new mics? You about to dance? Toast with this hot water.
Cannot let it go, can you? Cannot.
I'm like, what in the world?
It's cool.
It's not. It's warm water.
Don't be petty.
Petty baby.